Why am I not able to recognize and love you like the Gopikas? November 24th, 2018. Shri Bharat asked, Namah Shivaya Shri Dattaswami. I am Bharat Krishna, MTech student from Amrita University, Coimbatore. I am a student of Dr. Nikhil, who is your devotee. He's been guiding myself and another student in understanding all your discourses. We've been reading your discourses till Divine Discourses 6. Swami, most of my life I knew God existed, but nobody gave me the right definition of God, so I behaved as an atheist. After seeing so much pain in people's lives, I concluded that God created this world, but He doesn't care about us. So I thought I will gain power and do justice. This changed after my meeting with my beloved Sadguru, Amma, Shri Mata Amritanandamayi Devi. I learnt about God from one of her disciples and finally understood what God is. After learning more about God from your discourses, I have changed completely. I have always considered that you are responsible for all the pain that I have gone through in my life. Now I have understood that without that pain, I would have been a person with a very bad character. Thank you very much for whatever you gave me in life. But I have one doubt left, which is disturbing me continuously. I have learned from you that the Gopikas got liberated because they showed perfect devotion. I also should have existed in that time. Why was I not able to recognize you? And why am I not able to love you? You created all of us when you created this world. You said that everyone had perfect knowledge during the initial days of creation and everyone was happy. If the knowledge was perfect, then they should have got liberated that time itself. If they had been liberated, they would have Ananda even while they suffered, but that is not the case. I got this doubt because the Gopikas got liberation 5,000 years ago, but I did not. It means that you created all of us different. If you had created all of us in a similar way, then all of us should have got liberated at once. Swami, I myself know that I am missing something in this. I am asking all this because of my ignorance. Please forgive me and enlighten me with your answer. I can't sleep because of this doubt of mine, and that's why I had to ask. It is hindering my progress in the spiritual path. I desperately want to know where I have been mistaken. Padabhivandanam, Dattaswami. Swami replied, Gopi means the soul which hides its love for God from the surrounding worldly atmosphere, in case it opposes the soul in its spiritual efforts. You have worldly bonds with your family members and relatives. These people expect you to love them since their love for you is based on the happiness that you give them. This is clearly told in the Veda, Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. It means that the people with whom you have worldly bonds love you only for the sake of their own happiness, which they derive from you. Naturally, they fear your love for God. They are afraid that your love for God might in some way damage or reduce your love for them, which would result in the reduction of the happiness that they derive from you. This is a natural tendency of any human being. A newly married devotee used to attend the spiritual gospels or satsanga delivered by Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. As a result, he would return home to his wife late in the night. His wife started objecting to his coming home late. The wife's objections became more and more severe as time passed, leaving the devotee worried. Finally, the worried devotee reported this matter to Paramahamsa when Paramahamsa was walking up to Panchavati, the place where he meditated upon God. Paramahamsa's ascending to Panchavati indicates his moving from the world to God. He immediately replied to the devotee plainly, Then leave your wife. The devotee stood there dumbstruck and waited till Paramahamsa returned from Panchavati. Paramahamsa's descent from Panchavati indicates his returning from God to the world. This time Paramahamsa listened to the devotee's problem, patted him on the back, and said to him that he had already told this problem to the Divine Mother and that it would be solved. True to the words of Paramahamsa, the devotee's problem got resolved. The internal essence is that you have to reject worldly bonds for the sake of God if necessary, as the last resort. One day Paramahamsa was killing bed bugs while sitting on his cot. A devotee saw this and asked him if it was not a sin to kill living beings. Paramahamsa told him that the bed bugs were disturbing him while he was sitting on the cot for meditating on God. He also said that he would commit any sin for the sake of God. This shows that God is the highest goal, greater than anything and anybody. Natat samaha, says the Veda. In this case of the bed bugs, there was no other alternative than killing them since they are parasites and they cannot be stopped from sucking a person's blood. Such a step is the extreme last resort and has to be adopted only when there is no other peaceful solution. In the case of Paramahamsa's devotee, he did not have to leave his newly married wife. But this extreme step had to be taken by Ramanuja, since he found no alternative. Preferably one can hide one's devotion to God from the family so that they are not hurt. Secrecy is recommended in spiritual efforts, as told by the Gita, Atmanam rahasi sthitaha. Hiding one's devotion to God, one can express false devotion to the family. It is just like acting, since one's entire love is directed to God. But such acting is not a sin, because it is done for the sake of God. It is the best way to solve the problem without hurting other souls. This procedure was followed by the Gopikas. They gave butter to Krishna secretly. They danced with Krishna in Vrindavanam at midnight secretly. Keeping the secrecy of the divine love for God is the best way. We should learn this point from the Gopikas and implement it in our spiritual effort if necessary. Only a soul implementing the principle of the Gopikas can be called as a Gopika in the real sense. We should analyze and take the points that are useful for us in our spiritual progress. Simply listening to the superficial story of butter and Vrindavanam is of no use. Before pursuing one's devotion to God secretly, one should try to convince the family and try to turn them into devotees of God too. If they too become devotees, there is no problem at all. It is the highest fortune if the family members also become devotees and cooperate with your spiritual efforts. In the case of the newly married devotee of Paramahamsa, he had tried all these methods and failed. Hence he was in the need of God's help, which was extended by the Divine Mother on the prayer of Paramahamsa. One should always take the essence of any story described in the secondary scriptures called the Puranams. That essence should be implemented in one's own spiritual efforts to derive the benefit of salvation from one's worldly bonds, which results from one's intensive attachment to God.